Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 5 of the MRC Championship, live on YouTube around the world. Tonight, we are at the Bahrain International Circuit in Bahrain. And Bahrain was one of the first states in the Gulf to discover oil, when in 1931 it discovered its first oil reserve and began drilling. And this has led them to be where they are just now as a country and attracting their first Formula One race. But the Bahrain World Trade Center, the world's first skyscraper to integrate wind turbines into its design. Now, hopefully tonight we're not going to see any windy conditions or rain, but joining me tonight, as you will do all season, for Season 5, is my good compadre, Carl Edens. Carl, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Gav. It's great to be here for the first race of the new season.
Definitely, and we've got some action on track already. We will just share the link to the YouTube for all of our friends on Discord. As we said, first race of Season 5. We've got a number of a couple of stand-in drivers tonight, which we will share with you. And we'll obviously keep a close eye on the early battles in qualifying as well.
I'm just watching Jacob. He's out on mediums for his first lap.
Yeah, there'll be a few. The strategy is going to be an interesting one tonight. We have a 50% race, 29 lap race that's coming to us here tonight, and the strategy is going to be an interesting one, Carl. I think when we looked at the strategy we were looking at, it is a possibility to do a one-stopper on this circuit if you are lucky enough to be able to qualify in the top 10 on the medium tyre. Probably looking to do about 13 laps on that tyre, and then switch on to the hard for the final sort of 16 laps or so. But if you end up qualifying on the soft, it's more than likely going to be a two-stop race, probably medium.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a stretch.
Yep. So in terms of our driver lineup, we will go through that shortly for you. But we do have a couple of stand-in drivers this evening, and both of them are in the AlphaTauri team. Emiliano standing in for Sebastian, standing for Era Voice, and we've got Fanning also, who is standing in for Sebastian 83. So a big welcome to them for Tier 2. In terms of our actual driver lineup for Season 5 and Tier 2, we have a very fast grid, so we'll probably just run you through the pack as we go through. So for Alfa Romeo, we currently have Nico Lack and Harry Smith, who will be driving the two Alfa Romeos this season. For AlphaTauri, we do have Seb Mail and Fabian, Era Voice and Seb Mail 83. Obviously, as mentioned, both of them have reserve drivers standing in for them tonight. In Alpine, the French team, we have Grimo 83, we've got Mark, and we've got Ghetto Biggie. For Aston Martin, which I'm sure is a soft spot for you, Carl, we have Dumbest Hornet and we have Morgan in the Aston Martin. In Ferrari, the Maranello team have Ollie T and Guy. We have Lope and Danilek in the Haas. In the McLaren Mercedes, we have Jacob Jones and Martin Hills. In the Mercedes, we have Scott and Mark Hodgson. In the Red Bull, we have Monster 89, and Vans Racing. And finally, in the Williams Mercedes, we have Evo Homer and Alex. So a very quick lineup in every single team there. Lots of opportunities for everyone. Before we just let's just take a bit of an ask. What one of those teams stands out for you, Carl? There.
The team that stands out to me the most, mainly because of I drove against last season, and the other one I was a former teammate with, and that would have to be the McLaren pairing of Martin Hills and Jacob Jones. It's a team of champions in that one, because you got Martin Hills, who was the inaugural champion of the MRC back in season 1, and as of last season, Jacob Jones added his name to the list of champions after winning Tier 3. So I think that would have to be a standout pairing, because they are both strong drivers, and like I say, I've raced against Jacob and I've driven alongside Martin in the past.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think there's some really strong driver lineups there, some good battles for the Constructors' Championship, and with those that have been with us in past season 4, we made the change so everyone, there are teams, so the real life F1 team, so it isn't just a Drivers' Championship that the drivers are battling for. All of them want to win that coveted prize, but also the Constructors' Championship. So it's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on as we go through the opening rounds of Tier 2. So we've already got a few times been set. Smith 96 at the top of the time, and she's won 28.1 in those soft tyres. Alex just slightly behind again on those soft tyres as well. And then we've got Evil Homer, the first medium runner, Ghetto Biggie. That's an impressive lap time for him, just 6/10 down at the present moment on Smith 96. And then we've got Jacob Jones, reigning Tier 3 champion, coming up to Tier 2 this season in 8th. And then our first stand-in driver, Fanning in the Alpha Tauri, in 9th, just dropped down to 10th there slightly. Just keeping an eye on. We're gonna take you on board shortly. Quite a lot of the drivers have done their first banker laps, and I think that's key as well, Carl. It's key to get those banker laps in early on. Just get a time on the board, and then kind of allow yourself to, if there are mistakes to be made. We know track limits on this track can be quite tight as well. In the practice session yesterday, I managed to accrue about 15 seconds of time penalties. Not going to tell you why. It didn't warn me. That's all I'm going to say. Or I could turn around and say I was testing the limits. That's what I was going, testing the limits.
I think you need lessons from Rob, I think, to keep it with limits.
I do.
And not get those penalties.
Exactly. We're just on board just now, just with Mark in the Mercedes. So we'll stay on board with him as we do the lap of Bahrain International Circuit. So this track utilised once so far this season in the F1 2021 season. For those that remember, the 2020 season obviously very much hit by the COVID pandemic. The Bahrain circuit held 2 races, 2 weekends back to back, one using this circuit, the International Circuit, and one using the outer circuit, which was called the Secure Grand Prix. So the Bahrain circuit in itself has 3 DRS zones. So again, it's a track that's going to be very open to speed, but there's those tight technical parts of the circuit which was as we're on board with Mark, and as he gains and keeps the heat in those tyres, on those soft tyres, and builds up brake heat and energy as well, we will go through. So welcome to those that are on that are viewing us on YouTube at the moment. We'll see the link to all of our other races on YouTube, but also the link to our Discord if you want to take part. We're always on the lookout for new drivers and reserve drivers, so please do just have a look into that. So Mark in the Mercedes currently coming down the pit straight off the back. Rear wing will be opened in terms of the DRS across the timing line just now for him. So down the pit straight, coming down into turn 1, otherwise known as the Michael Schumacher turn, braking just before the 100-metre mark. You can see there Mark was kind of taking it in second gear there, plants it nice up to third, turn into fourth now. On that run up to turn 4, DRS will be open again. Jacob in the McLaren there just staying out of the way, which is really good to see now. Coming into turn 4, down on the brakes, third gear, tight twist. You can lose a bit of time if you're on wide there, but now we're into that really tight and technical part of the circuit. Very high speed left, right, left S section, and then we've got the right hand hairpin now that Mark's just coming into. So again, you want to take a bit of a wide line, get the power down, and coming now into turns 9 and 10, again very tight. Turn 10 here as he's coming in, clip the apex there, you don't want to run too wide, you want to put that power down. DRS wing is back open again. So this is the national pit straight for one of the circuit layouts on the Bahrain circuit. And then we've obviously got this left-hand corner here as he's coming through, and then we're instantly going through this fourth, or this sort of turn right there. You can see 6th and 7th gear drops down a bit to 4th, misses the apex, unfortunately needs to watch, he doesn't potentially have his time for track limits there. Coming down the back straight now, looking to maximise the power in the race. You're looking to be within a second for the DRS zone. Coming into the final corner, jumps over that curb, will look to plant the power down. As he does, goes across the line as we speak just now, and Mark moves up into 14th position, 1.1 seconds down. But it's close grid, Carl, if we actually look at it. I mean, we're about a 1.2 seconds between all the sort of top 14 at the moment, which is really good to see. And we've got 2 or 3 drivers sitting on the mediums at the moment. Alex, the top one on the mediums at the moment.
I think that's the time he's set on the softs, and he's current. I think it's saying that it's out. He's currently out on the medium, so it's predominantly the tyre that they're on track with currently that's showing. So I think that's the lap time that he would have set on the softs earlier.
Yeah, so we're just watching the white Red Bull, the limited edition Red Bull at the moment that we have, that the team raced at the Turkish Grand Prix in real life. Obviously went back to the normal Red Bull livery at the United States Grand Prix yesterday. And no spoilers, shall we say, for those who haven't yet watched the race, which was a superb race. So currently Monster just going in. He goes into pole position, provisional pole, 127.8. That was a superb lap from him in the Red Bull.
Yeah, first person into the 127, so I reckon that we could see a few more drivers getting into the 127s, I reckon, from this point on, because the track is now rubbered in a bit more and people are starting to find where they feel more comfortable and where they can possibly improve over the lap, as Jacobs just improved to second with a 28.1.
And that's going to be interesting. And again, it's going to be interesting to see if those. So at the moment we've got, I think Guy is the one who's on the mediums. His fastest time has been set on the mediums. Currently on 3 laps. He doesn't want to put too much laps through those tyres, so he wants to try and keep them to try and do that one-stop strategy.
Sorry to butt in, but Beato Big has just gone into the 127s now.
Did he?
That's 2 drivers made it into the 127s.
Superb lap from him. Was my teammate in AlphaTauri last season, so good to see him in the Alpine and up to the top of the timing sheets just now. So provisional pole as it stands, 5 minutes left. So we've got quite a few people in the pits. Again, we'll just be weighing up any slight tweaks they want to make to the front wing. We are in parc ferme conditions, which means the drivers cannot make any changes to their setup bar from tweaks on the front wing, and obviously looking at fuel usage as well, and Getaway just getting out of the way there. Just put the map on as well. We've got quite a few in the pits. Just watching in Van's race, and he is in 10th at the moment in that Red Bull. So it's all a little bit calm before the storm, Carl, at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Nico, who was 5/10 up in the first sector on his best lap time, so he's currently improving at the moment. He's coming through the
on the back straight.
He's coming through the other start-finish line section.
Yeah, we've just got him on the stream at the moment. I do like that Alfa Romeo livery. Don't know, something about it that's just nice car. So we're just watching him.
Personally, I think they should have implemented the one that they ran at the Italian Grand Prix with that slight hint of green in it as well. Just a bit more colour to it. That would be good. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, it would be good. And we're just going to see him come over the line. He goes into provisional pole. What a lap that was. Purple in every sector. He was there 127.5. We did say it was the calm before the storm. The storm has arrived and the times are tumbling. Interesting, and Scott has just went from mediums to softs, and so I think everyone has basically seen these times tumbling and went, as the track rubbers up, it's going to have to be soft, which means we are pretty much going to be on a 2-stop strategy for everybody.
Especially those in the top 10, because those outside the top 10 will get a choice of tyres, so they could probably, even though they qualify on the quicker tyre, they could probably go for the more durable tyre to go longer and possibly try for that 1 stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if someone does if someone does try and do that that one-stop strategy, we're just looking on the stream on Dumas Horn at the moment, who is his first race in Tier 2, having been racing in Tier 3 last season. Great championship battle between him and Jacob last season. It came down to the final race in Canada. Thrills and spills aplenty is what we look for. So he's just coming on the final corner on the run up to the line, and he goes into 7th, so up from 10th at the moment, just 7/10 behind Nico Lack at the moment. So quite a few on their outlaps now. Going to be quite a lot. I think there's only one car at the moment, or a couple of cars that are in the pit lane. I think most people are going to be coming out. We're just watching Evil Homer on the stream in the Williams, catching a Mercedes, which hopefully will I think isn't on their outlap. Got a couple of yellows, which will just be for cars slowing down. So let's see what Evil Homer does in the first sector.
Just going to quickly say, I think Nico will be staying in the pits now because he won't have enough time to come out and set another lap time. But that 27.5 does look quite decent to possibly get him at least a possible pole position. But as we know, times are gradually improving over the session, and vice versa.
Just seeing, we've got the two McLarens closely on track, so Jacob on his outlap and Martin on his outlap, and they are both just coming out of the final corner, so maybe a bit of teamsmanship here. Martin will certainly get the benefit of the slipstream coming off the back of Jacob.
That distant toe.
Exactly, so we're just keeping an eye on him. Lovely camera angle, which we love to look at certain buildings on the track, but let's see the cars. Here we are, and Martin just coming up now up to turn 4. We'll keep an eye on the progress throughout the rest of the field. Jacob just in front of him. We've got an Aston Martin just behind him as well. So Martin at the end of the first sector is 3.5 tenths up on his best time at the moment. So he will be pleased to see that. Currently down in the 17th. We're looking to make that jump up. Slight lock up there. As we do, but no time lost. Quite a nice rotation of the car in turn 8 there. Turn 9 brakes glowing. Coming now onto that national circuit straight. Nico Lack's time, still the time to beat. Ghetto Biggie has come out, or he's out on his outlap. He may just make it, or he may have just come out for no, he hasn't made it, so we'll keep an eye on that. But again, watching Martin as he comes through into turn 12 now.
Jacob is just in front of him, he's 3 tenths up on his best lap at the moment, so he's improving as well.
Yeah, and Guy's just gone provisional pole.
Yeah, 27.4.
That's a superb lap. And Monster, I think, has also just went into 3rd, knocked Ghetto Biggie down from 2nd, Ghetto Biggie down to 4th. We're just going to keep on with Martin as he comes across the line, and he goes 17th, 1.3 seconds.
Jacob went 4th on a 27.709.
It's a close battle. Top 12 covered by just about a second. We're just watching Emiliano just now in that AlphaTauri, just fractionally up about 79 1,000ths of a second, just up. Again, that turn that he's coming into now, turn 12, turn 13, very easy to get the car a bit off rounds. He's actually slower as well.
I've just jumped to Ollie T, and there's one slight problem with his car. The car looks all right. It's just missing a front wing.
I was going to say, is this a new way of new aerodynamics package that the FIA and Liberty are looking to introduce? Unfortunately for him, he's had a spin somewhere.
I think it was that sweeping corner before after I think it's the 3rd DRS zone.
Yeah, just the national
where you can, if you hit the curb, it's very easy to spin the car around if you touch that inside curb.
Yeah, so we have all the cars finished, and what a grid we have. We have Guy, who is on pole position in the Ferrari, 127.4. Superb lap from him right towards the tail end of the session, and Nico Lack, the one who was kind of long time sitter there, in 2nd. So it's going to be a front row of Ferrari powered cars. Monster 89 in the Red Bull 3rd. there, and Jacob in the McLaren 4th with Ghetto Biggie in the Alpine 5th. So 0.3 of a second cover the top 5. Alex just half a second back. But again, it's a very close top 10, which is going to be interesting going into turn 1, no doubt about it. And we'll just get a list there. So as we can see, Guy on provisional pole. So we got down to Alex. So we got Grimmel 7th in the Alpine. We have Smit 86 in the Alfa 96. I always call him Smit 86, but we'll just go with it just now. Everyone knows what I mean. Alfa Romeo
whatever suits you.
Exactly. That's Evil Homer in the Williams 9th, and Dumbest Hornet rounds out the top 10. So the top 10 all starting on the soft compound tyres. Fanning just about 0.03 of a second behind Dumbest Hornet as well. He's in 11th, Danilek in the Haas, 12th with Loppe in 13th, Ollie T in the Ferrari, then Stubbs, we've got Emiliano in the AlphaTauri, we've got Vans racing 17th, we've got Martin in 18th, we've got Scott in 19th, and we've got Mark and the two Mercedes at the back of the grid. But I know they will have some quick tricks up their sleeve for race day as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what those cars outside the top 10 are thinking strategy-wise because of a possible safety car during the race. So I wonder what's going through the minds of those drivers that are sitting outside the top 10 who can decide what tyre choice they're going for. And also, do they underfuel the car? Do they overfuel the car?
Yep.
You got that to think of as well.
Exactly. Just looking at the comments on the YouTube live chat, and do please send messages on the YouTube live chat. Keep us informed. And Jason himself, Jay Sarge, the champion from last season in Tier 1, he predicted Guy for pole at 19:04 today. So the Ferraris have delivered. Now, Jason, if you're still watching, put the predictions in for the race. There we go.
Well, he's driving for Ferrari this season as well.
Is.
So he would be shouting for Ferrari. So
yes.
Yeah.
So we've got the formation laps, sorry Carl, and we've got that pit stop strategy there. Interesting, soft, medium, soft, hard. So again, there's a couple of different options there. Let's just take you down.
Ooh, sorry to butt in. Something interesting. Vans, only driver starting on the hard tyre.
So he is obviously going to go long and try and make that one stop work. Danilek, the only driver in the second 10 actually to go on the soft tyre, so he's going to look to try and potentially get past Fanning from the start. But yeah, that's an interesting one for the Red Bull. Again, what have you got to lose? This is the thing, Carl. It's you can quite easily look to go onto the hards.
And it's only the first race of a brand new season, so everyone's on the same playing field, and you haven't got really much to lose apart from points at this moment in time.
Exactly. First, in order to finish first you have to finish. That is the key. We are going to be looking for a clean race. We're all about clean racing here, and obviously those of you who are watching live, please watch the other races that we've got on the YouTube channel.
Jason has just put in the chat, you've asked him for the prediction. He goes Guy for the win, Matu the
Monster
for second, Monster for second, and Jacob for third.
Okay, we've got Mark Dennison Simba 151, who is is driving for McLaren, and he's wishing good luck to our McLaren friends. So currently on the formation lap, the drivers will be getting ready, getting their thoughts to turn 1, that tight right-hander into turn 1. I wouldn't rule out possibly a safety car at some point. Let's hope we don't. We do like the races to be decided on track and through good strategy as opposed to any interventions by safety cars, but who knows what is going to happen. We have 6 different constructors in the top 6, which is going to be really good, and we're just seeing them all beginning to line up on the grid as they go. We will shortly be racing. The two Mercedes just lining up as well there. 29 laps ahead of us, folks, in the blistering heat that is Bahrain. It's going to be season 5 shortly. Cars just move slightly. And here we go, and we have 5 red lights, and season 5 of MRC is go! It's a great start from the Ferrari. Guy getting away well. Nico Lack in the Alfa Romeo just behind him there, but great start from Jacob. But we've got coming down the outside the Williams, but Guy gets through into turn 1 okay. Alfa Romeo second, and Monster just getting up into third. Alex in the Williams there also, but Jacob just on the left hand side of your screen there, but Guy getting a clean getaway, which he would have been looking for. Everyone, I think, Carl, got through turn 1 and turn 2 into 3 complex safely,
yes,
and no yellow flags.
It looks like Martin took a very cautious start because
we've got one of the Hasses, sorry, we've got Damalac just spinning there, unfortunately. I think he's just spun there. We can see it on those soft tyres, always going to be heating them up, unfortunately, so he's going to have to come into the pit lane, but he made a bit of contact. But yeah, you're right, just watching Martin just now, so a bit of a conservative turn 1, you were saying.
Yeah, because he dropped back by at least 2 seconds after the start, so he's obviously made a more cautious start and thought, I'll play it safe and keep out the carnage, because last season he did have a bit of bad luck, especially when it was the first 2 opening laps, getting either entangled with other drivers. Not his fault by any means, but I think he's just thought he'd play it a bit cautious this time.
Yeah, we're just watching Van Dreysen on those hards up to 14th, Scott and the Mercedes up to 13th, so the 2 Mercedes were on the back of the grid, so they are running 13th and 17th at the present moment in time. It's as you go, no major changes. We've got Evil Homer into the pits as well, so he's going to be changing from those soft tyres, so maybe a little bit of contact there. DRS doesn't get activated until the end of lap 2, so for those unfamiliar with Formula 1, DRS activation.
Martin's having a new wing, so he's probably had some damage on that opening lap.
And I think
Martin's gone for the hard tyres.
And Evil Homer's getting a wing change as well, so there obviously has been contact there. Damalek has gone onto the hard tyres as well, and Evil Homer onto the mediums. So is it possible to get these hards to the end of the race? I think you'd be very squirrely at the end.
It's going to be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
If it was later on in the race, definitely. But as Martin's just spun it on the cold tyres as he's just come out the pits on him, so not
that's
quite
unfortunate.
got the hards into working temperature yet, which is unfortunate.
It's a shame.
But it's easily done.
Exactly. Those hards, you need to keep the temperature in them. We're just watching at the front, back to the front now, Guy in the Ferrari, so 0.8 of a second separate him and the Alfa Romeo at the present point in time. So again, he's DRS will not get DRS just now. They will get the DRS activation at the end of the pit straight. So let's just, if we go on board with the leader, Guy in the Ferrari, we can see looking back to Nico Lack, and that gap is coming down. You can see on the left hand side of your screen, then it's come down 0.6, 0.5. So certainly the DRS here is very powerful. And you go, very late on the brakes there. I thought, here we go. But Guy just has to watch his tyres. Let's not make any mistakes. Nico Lack will get the DRS that we can see there, but not as powerful down this part as it is.
No, I've just jumped down the grid, and there was Fanning and Stu battling it out between turns 1 and 2 for 10th and 11th, and Ollie T joining into that battle now in the Ferrari. So
we're
just got battles up and down the grid.
Exactly. Bit of a beginning to be a bit of a separation in terms of, and we're just watching that on the stream just now, Fanning the first car in the mediums, and you can see that they are beginning to drop back from those soft runners, so that the pace differential between the soft and the medium tyres, and there it looks a bit like the M25 at rush hour, to be honest. and it's going to turn on. We've got one of the Alpha Tauris in the background getting a little bit squirrely upon the exit there, but it's going to turn into a DRS train. We're seeing there just now, we're just watching Ollie T, we're just keeping an eye. Actually, let's jump back up to the leaders.
You, Alex is leading a very good conga line from 4th down to I think I'd say Smith in 7.
He is, indeed. So
They've got a very good conga line going there.
Yeah, just seeing Gaga trying to weave a bit on the start-finish rate. Nicolak is having DRS. Is he having a look now? No, he doesn't. He decides to just bide his time. Monster in the Red Bull just staying with them there. Gaga takes a little bit more of a wider run out of turn 1 there. You can see we're looking back from the rear wing of the Ferrari again as they come down to turn 4. So very much DRS for Nicolak, DRS for Monster at the present moment in time. Alex just beginning to drop back from this train in that Williams with Jacob behind him about 9/10 of a second, but then Ghetto Biggie in the Alpine just fractionally behind them.
Jacob did try a move into turn 1 with the DRS on Alex, but ran too deep, and then he had to try and defend from the Ghetto Biggie behind, and managed to keep hold of 5th place coming out to turn 2.
So we're just seeing Jacob running wide. Alex and Jacob ran wide. We're just watching Ghetto Biggie just now with Jacob and Alex in that battle.
The gap at the front is down to just round about 2 or 3 tenths. So
we just jumped on board just now with Nicolak.
We could probably see a change of lead.
Nicolak taking that slight move out, doesn't want to get too close or risk passing him before the DRS, but Gaga just running that bit deep in turn 14 there. We have that slight kink turn 15. We're on board now. He's going to get the DRS. He is going to be alongside, and Nicolak says to his Ferrari colleague, goodbye, I am taking that position. We can see on board there just the rear wing closes. Does run a little bit deep though into turn 1. Gaga getting a little bit squirrely on the exit of 2. We do have a yellow sector. What's happening?
I think that was, it looked like Alex had lost it, and we've got an Aston Martin going, I think.
We got a major crash there. Sorry, we just got a major crash there. Alex is out, unfortunately. We just caught it. We were on board with Jacob at the time. Grimo, and it is a safety car. Yeah, so let's just jump on board a couple of the cars just to see if we've got any damage.
Just want to say, Alex did spin it, I think, out of turns as
Grimo's lost it as well.
Grimo's lost it.
Yeah, so he's been involved.
I think I did see Alex lose it either around turn 1 or turn 2, because I seen something going off. Just on the exit of turn 1, there was a Williams pointing about 90 degrees sideways. So I'm just keeping an eye on. So this is going to play into the strategy. So we'll keep an eye out on the pits at the moment. Unfortunately for Alex, he is out of the race and not how he would have wanted to start his season. We were on board with Jacob just as it was beginning to kick off. It did certainly seem as if there was a Williams and an Alpine involved there. Morgan and the Aston Martin, the highest runner on the mediums at the moment. Let's just take a run up to the front, and the leaders are pitting. They are coming into the pits. It would be interesting to hear what Alex has to say on what happened in the stream chat if he ever gets a chance. It would be interesting to hear from his point of view from what happened, so we got a good idea what happened, because like you said, we caught it late.
Definitely. Interestingly, Nicolak staying on those soft tyres, so he has got rid of one set of soft tyres and gone on to another. Monster has done the same as him. Gagai, however, has gone on to the medium tyres, so certainly different place of strategy. Potentially what Nicolak's thinking is, let me go on the soft tyres again, get my first stop, and then run onto the hards from around about lap maybe 12-13 or so. Potentially Monster thinking the same, but at the moment that leaves the leader as the Aston Martin of Morgan, who's behind the Aston Martin safety car. I mean, what more do Aston Martin want? Nice bit of advertising for them there. Emiliano has a penalty. It's the only one who does have penalties.
Just turn my mic up a bit, because Ollie said, is it possible if Carl could turn his mic up a little? So I've just tweaked it a little bit just then while you were talking.
Perfect.
So if you're listening, Ollie, is this any better?
Exactly. Just keeping an eye on it, and it is very much at the moment. It is pretty much status quo. Nobody can overtake under the safety car. And when the safety car does go in, again, there is 2 clear laps before the DRS gets activated again. So it's going to be really interesting actually to see, because we've got the top 5 on mediums, all on about 5-lap mediums, and we then got the what was the race leader for a couple of laps. With Nico Lack, who's on the soft, so again he's going to look to try and get back into the lead as quickly as he can. Guy, who was leading the race from pole just before that safety car when he was overtaken by Nico Lack, currently 7th on those mediums. And Frank and Vans Racing in the Red Bull, he is on the hard compound and still staying with it. So this is probably good for the people who are running the hards. It gets them back, especially the likes of Martin of Danilek and Evil Homer, who were quite behind the pack because of lap 1 incidents. Don't think the safety car's coming in this lap, so we've got at least another lap to go.
It's usually about, I'd say, 2, 3.
We've got interesting. Sorry, we're just watching Vans, and he is into the pits.
I've seen Vans dropping down.
It's the commentator's curse. I just said he was going to stay on those hards. Oh, he's getting a front wing replaced, so maybe he's had a little tap, and he's going on to the mediums. So he's getting rid of those hard tyres, but he will have time to catch up with the back of the pack. So it is almost a bit of a free pit stop during the safety car for it. So just watching everybody weaving, and I think this is going to be really key for those medium and those hard compound runners to get the heat back into the tyres. They've went through a heat cycle at the opening 5-6 laps. They're now going to cool down again, and they've got to get the heat back in them. Whereas you're looking at Nico Lack in 6th there and saying he's going to be ready to pounce from the off. They'll all be saving their ERS, won't be deploying any at the moment. They don't need to. Just went on board there just now with Morgan and the Aston Martin. So we did say there might be twists and turns and spills aplenty. There certainly is.
And there's still plenty more laps for it to something else to happen.
Yeah, Alex just put some angry emojis in the live chat, so fingers crossed he'll tell us what happened.
Yeah, Alex, if you don't mind letting us know what actually happened, it would be very helpful. I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but it just being. Oh, here we go. I was just minding my own business and someone hit me onto the rear wheel and spun me. So. I think it was Jacob who was behind him, but I don't think Jacob's like that.
Because we were on board with Jacob, and there was another 3 cars in front that were involved in it, so we'll need to go back through the stream.
Safety car in this lap. I reckon that'll be looked at the stewards then, possibly.
Yeah, so we're just
stewards inquiry for that one.
Yeah, we're going to see. So Morgan will take the role of de facto safety car, and he goes. He puts the power down there and goes, and he will be looking to get into turn 1 in front of Scott in the Mercedes. Great drive from him, up 17 places from the start. Same with Emiliano and Mark as well.
Ollie T and Emiliano going side by side into turn 1 after that restart, and Ollie T holding him off.
So we're just seeing there, and that kind of train now coming up to turn 4. And so Stu currently 0.4 of a second. We're just watching. He's getting a bit of a battle here between Ollie T, Emiliano and Guy. And I just seen a car. Is that Nico Lack?
It was Nico Lack trying to overtake. I can't remember who. Don't know who exactly it was, but he was literally on the outside, and it was like slightest tap, and we just went straight on.
We just seen him on the stream, Carl. Just we were watching the Ollie T, the guy and the Emiliano. We just seen this flash of a car going on in front of us. So we'll obviously keep an eye on that. Battles aplenty. We're just watching Jacob just now. He's right behind Mark in the Mercedes. He has got your medium tyres though, so we're just watching that move. Grim will get 3-second time penalty for track limits.
Couple time penalties coming through now for track limits.
Yep, and Jacob has passed Mark. Mark Crumwade
just took a dive bomb there, trying to get past. I think it was Monster.
Yeah, I think he might have potentially ran a little bit wide. Potentially, Jacob is a man on the move.
There's
though.
Contact there between Mark and Dunbest Hornet. Dunbest Hornet going down the inside and the banging of wheels.
We're just keeping
3 and 4 wide going down the start-finish straight.
We do. It's we've literally got passing left, right, and centre. At the moment, we've got people. We've got one of the McLarens. Jacob. I thought he nearly had a bit of contact there with Ollie T. I thought that might maybe upset the car slightly, but it hasn't. We've got one of the Alfa Romeos there running wide, and that's Smith 96. Morgan's still out in the lead. You're not missing anything there. We've seen one of the Red Bulls down go on the inside of turn 4. Their Monster down the inside of the Alfa Romeo. We're currently just watching Jacob at the moment. We're just seeing their Monster. It was the Emiliano in the Alpha Tauri. Guy passed Fanning coming into turn 8 there, but Fanning has got him back again as they come down to turn 9. So again, it's everyone going for it at the moment. Obviously, Scott's just ran slightly wide there coming onto the National Circuit straight, and then Morgan will be happy with that. It'll allow him to pull out his gap 1.5 seconds at the moment. Crucially, at the end of this lap, DRS gets activated, and the first DRS zone will be between turns 3 and turns 4.
I'd just like to say you do not know how much of a smile I have seeing a fellow Aston Martin driver currently leading the race. I've got a smile from cheek to cheek right now.
And well, this is the thing. There we go. Long way to go. And we're just seeing Jacob going up the inside of Ollie T. Guy went up the inside of Fanning. So that gives Scott and the Mercedes a little bit of breathing space. DRS enabled there. You can see in the top of your screen. DRS is now enabled. We're just
3
watching.
Wide. We've got Monster, Jacob, and I think that's Ollie T.
We are indeed. Let's just hope it's clean, boys. Keep it clean. Let's hope for no touching, and everyone looks to have got through there clean, which is excellent to see. And this is where the DRS zone will now become activated. So we can see there Guy actually in the Ferrari just past Scott. So that's a good move for Ferrari.
Mediums, really were helping.
We've got one of the Alpha Tauris round. We've got Fanning round just coming out of turn 4. I think he was possibly involved with one of the Ferraris. I think
Monster's
Ollie
down
T.
as well. Monster's dropped to 19th.
We'll figure out what's going on there, but Ollie T, we're just seeing the Ferrari. He is missing a front wing end plate, unfortunately for him. So
Hornet down to 19th now.
Him and Fanning we'll keep an eye. We've got action all through the field at the moment, so we will bring you in. Fanning got a 3-second time penalty. We will bring you up to speed with everything. Grimo, I think, has gone round as well.
Yeah, Grimo's
unfortunately in the Alpine. So I'll go. We need about 3 screens at this point in time to keep an eye on everything that's going on.
Calm down, boys. You've got plenty to go. Calm down.
Just going to jump back up to the lead because Morgan. What have we got, Carl?
That was. I think that was
Evil Homer. We've got Grim.
Another safety car.
Well,
I don't know who was trying to overtake him, but I don't think 2 into that. You know that. Sweeping
that tight right
again.
Left, 12 and 13, yep. We've got some pitters. Morgan is pitted, Scott is pitted, Emiliano and Smith as well, so let's just keep an eye on them. So Stub is going back onto the mediums. Just going to let all the pit stops follow through. A number of people going in for the pits, and this was always going to be the case with an early safety car. It forced the hand of those on the soft tyres to pit. We obviously seen a couple of different strategy calls. So Guy went for the mediums. We had Nico Lack go for the softs. Unfortunately, he's been back in the pits and now onto the mediums. So he'll be looking to try and get to the end of this race on the mediums. Don't know whether 18 laps is going to be too much for him. Jacob into second in the McLaren. Vans into third. Vans was starting on the hard tyre. He was
Martin is now 6th at the moment after being down the back of the pack.
I'll tell you what.
Majority of the race.
Danilek and Martin were down at the back of the pack after the first lap because of incidents. They are currently running 4th and 6th, and it just shows you can be. And this is the great thing about this league, and you can potentially have incidents and you can think you're at the back of the pack, but all it takes is a couple of safety cars or a couple of things to start happening up the field and you can be back up in those points paying positions. So and again, even looking Monster on the soft tyres there, 4 laps dumbest. Hornet on the soft tyres. Ollie T has went onto the soft tyres, so he obviously unfortunately was involved in an incident with Fanning.
Those that have I'm just going to say quickly, those that have changed to the hard tyres at this point in the race, I would definitely say can make it to the end.
Yes. Yeah, no, definitely.
They are going to the end now.
Yeah, I think when we were looking at the potential strategies, if you got to lap 13, then you could potentially get to the end of the race. So we're just a couple of laps shy of that. But again, those that have put the hard compound on. So if you look at that, we're talking about Smith 96, Ghetto Biggie, Emiliano, Fanning, Loppe there. Ollie T's going to have to pit again. Unfortunately, I think your likes of Mark, Nicolak, who've gone into the medium stube, Scott, Grimo's going to have to pit again. I think certainly the ones out front are going to have to pit again. So there's so many different strategy options here at the moment, Carl, that we're almost spoilt for the next 17 laps.
I've just seen in the chat, Alex has said that it was Ghetto Biggie that hit him.
Unfortunately. Keep an eye on that.
He did say earlier on in the chat that it was literally wrong place, wrong time for him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. Again, though, we'll call it out for the stewards who will be working late tonight.
And Brogan Morris says this race looks fun.
This is it, Brogan. It's always worth tuning in. You never know what you're going to have. Monday evening entertainment. Let's put it that way. There's no.
Now let me ask this: is it the racing that's fun, or is the commentary fun?
Oh, they don't listen to us, Carol. We're just the incessant noise in the background that gives them useless information.
We're like the annoying fly that just hovers behind the back of your head.
Exactly.
Like you're watching the telly or playing a game.
Exactly. So we've safety car may come in this lap. The field is pretty much the field is there. And welcome to everybody who is watching us on YouTube around the world. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is, where you are. If you're at work, if you are able to listen to us, watch us. If you want to take part, then please do.
I was going to say something else, but I don't think it'd be appropriate.
Yes, no, night before 9 o'clock. Can't do it. And safety car in this lap. Alex just saying commentary being fun is now a standard. That's it. Exactly.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting this restart because I know from watching the leagues and also from I know that Guy it can be a very good safety car restarter, and Jacob was in tier 3 was very good at keeping close to the car in front during a safety car restart. So this could get interesting.
The two of them just came together a bit there. Van Dresden and Jacob 5 Dresden is when's Guy going to go? He goes now, and he puts the pedal to the metal, and he goes. Jacob
just
following.
Like I said though, Jacob keeping right with him.
Yeah, we're just watching.
Restart.
Just watching those top two. Jacob's going to go for a dive, late braking into turn 1. Is he going to go too deep? He does. He locked the right front wheel. Unfortunately, just goes a bit too deep, gives up that second place. Van's racing now into second for there. Jacob just unfortunately braking himself. Did he need to go for the move there and then possibly not? Could he have bided his time a bit more? But Guy will be a relief man.
He's got Damalek on the hard tyres.
He doesn't. He's always run wide.
There as well.
Yeah, we're just seeing unfortunately Ghetto Biggie's falling down the timesheets. Unfortunately, wonder whether he had a bit of a coming together in the Alpine there, but he's down to 15th at the moment. Martin now up to 7th. We're just watching. There was a little bit of a push along there. We're just watching Grimo there, and he's just been overtaken by Smith 96. Got a yellow flag.
Happened to Mark. He's lost it somewhere. Yes, he has, and so's Nico Lack.
Oh, Nico Lack
they both dropped down the order, 17th and 18th. I don't know what happened there. Probably 2 into 1 don't mix or something, and probably I don't know. Possibly.
We're just back up at the front, just watching Guy 1.2 seconds in the lead as he comes through turn 13 at the moment. Van's racing, the man who started on the hard tyres and now up to second. Great drive from him so far. Jacob just slightly behind there. He did lock the right front wheel, as we said, into turn 1, did run slightly deep into turn 4, so hopefully no tyre damage that he has or any
got
damage.
Monster on the soft tyres looking to make a move on Damalek down the start
and he's done it without the aid of DRS. He will be exhausting his ERS and again probably
sorry to put in, that's the difference in traction between the softs that are 7 laps hard and those 11 lap old hard tyres. It was just mainly Monster getting a better run with traction out of that final corner.
We're just watching Ollie T and the Ferrari there, and Emiliano going battle to battle, coming through turn 1 right up to turn 4, and we've got about 3 abreast again going into it.
Wide.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just make sure, let's keep it clean, boys. Oh, the Alfa Romeo has been spun around, and that's Fanning's second trip at turn 4. He's had a couple of offs at turn 4, unfortunately, not due to his fault. Oh, we've got a major accident. Ollie T and Ghetto Biggie have gone into that quick turn 5, turn 6. Unfortunately, we are just watching another. Oh, and we're just on board with Ollie T's lost his right front, unfortunately. But wow, we can take a bit of time to breathe. So this brings another bit of, and Damalek just getting a 5-second penalty there for severe collision with Dumbest Hornet. But let's bring it back to the front. So Guy, Jacob, Van Dreysen, 7, 7 and 6 lap medium tyres, 15 laps to the end. They are going to have to pit again. The question is, do they dive into the pits now? Yes, they're going to drop possibly down to the back of the field, but they're going to have to pit again. It would make sense to pit. Let's just see. Guy, is he going to? He is. He's heading towards that pit lane, or is it a feint? So no, he's Jacob. In. So he is indeed. So we'll just keep an eye. And there's Frank and Van Dreysen. He's gone in as well. And has Monster, as has Damalek. Oh, they're all heading in. Oh, the only one who actually hasn't so far is Stub and Morgan. Yeah. So let's just keep an eye on who's what. We'll see. You can see on the left hand side of your screen there, folks. It's all a change. It's all a blazing of colour of hard compounds, medium compounds. Nobody has gone onto the softs. No point. You would not get to the end of the race at this point in time. So we'll just let the timing settle itself down. But we've already got 2 Alpha Tauris. So the 2 reserve drivers for Alpha Tauri. Let's just give them a hand just now, second and third place. And Fanning especially, he's been round at turn 4 more times than I've had food today, which is not much. I know what I was trying to say there, but just decided just to go with something random. He does have some penalties there. We've got the 2 Alfa Romeos in 4th and 5th at the moment. The lead Ferrari guy in 6th, the only Ferrari at the moment after that unfortunate accident between Ollie T and Ghetto Biggie. Jacob in the McLaren back onto the hard tyre, or onto the hard tyres for the first time, and Martin, the other McLaren, down in 12th. We've got Grimmo in 8th. We've got Van Racing in 9th, and we've got Scott in 10th. So once again, the race is neutralised. Drivers will, and do you know, this is the other thing actually, just looking at it, Emiliano and Fanning went and got those hard tyres on through a combination of safety car and incidents and everything, but they are again in a good position to be in. Morgan's on those mediums. I do wonder, he's got 14 laps, so by the time 17 laps the mediums will have done, I think that might be pushing it slightly. I mean, 13 laps was the optimum kind of time for those mediums.
I just want to say as well, it depends what kind of car setup you have, where depending on the car setup depends on how much you take out the tyre. So probably those that are on the medium tyres have probably got a setup that takes less out the tyres. You just don't know at this moment in time, really. Yeah, no, definitely.
So ladies and gentlemen, MRC Season 5, welcome. It has started with a bang. 3 safety cars here at the Bahrain International Circuit, and we are only on lap 16 at the present moment in time. Still got 13 laps to go, 5 to 8 UK time on Monday the 25th of October. It is Halloween week, folks. It's got a bit scary at the start so far. Exactly. Well, it's been a bit scary so far. 3 safety cars, a few accidents that are there. Only 4 drivers out at the present moment in time. I think the stewards will be kept busy tonight, and let's just take a hand for our stewards who work late to make these races as realistic as possible, to look at all the footage that is submitted by drivers. We all love racing. sometimes accidents will happen, there will be collisions on track, these things do happen in racing. We do try to keep it clean, but the stewards do a fabulous job in being impartial and reviewing content that is sent, as well as reviewing stream footage, and also for opinions that the drivers have as well. I think they might be kept a little bit busy. Safety car possibly will be in this lap. Let's hope that would give us a full 13 laps of racing, on the proviso, touch wood, that there is no other safety cars. Although I'll be honest, Carl, I'm not going to say a thing, because the commentators' curse of safety cars, we did say, I think we said on the formation lap, we said probably likely to see a safety car. We've seen 3, so I think the tier 2 drivers might be cursing me at the moment.
I think on that one, I think we'll be put into commentators' jail for that one. In my opinion, we'll be. Well, you can't be locked away just yet because you've got a race after this. I'll probably end up being locked up anyway until Wednesday.
Locked up until Wednesday. Safety car is in.
Safety car.
Yep, it's in this lap, so we are going to keep an eye on the front. Let's just do a quick recap. Fastest lap at the moment is Monster, 13th place, so if the race was to finish now, he would not get the point for fastest lap. A few penalties in there as well, but let's keep this going. We are watching your leader, Morgan, in the Aston Martin. He will be the safety car, and he will look to go, and I think he's gone there, very similar to where he went before when Jacob went up the inside of him, so we'll just keep an eye on the 2 Alpha Tauris behind him. We've got Smith 96 just going, looking at Fanning on the outside as well, so Morgan takes it that little bit easy into turn 1. They're all going to get bunched up. Let's hope there's no items there. Nico Lack now back up into 4th place. I think Fanning's gone, we've got someone who's gone really wide at the top of the hill.
Nico Lack's just going
unfortunately
backwards.
We're just keeping an eye on the front there.
Dunbest Hornet as well, who's dropped back as well, and Nico Lack's missing a front wing.
Oh, he's going to be kicking himself. The man who took the lead just 1 lap before the very first safety car has kind of been in a mountain of pain since. Oh, Jacob's out. What's
We've missed that, and Vans has spun round.
Oh, so we can see it there. I think that's going to possibly be a safety car. Jacob's missing a wheel by the look. Well, he's missing a wheel, certainly by the looks of it, but Vans Racing, who was well up there, if they can clear that with double yellows, that would be a really good job from the marshals. I'm surprised we haven't had a safety car.
I don't think there was that much debris from the whatever happened to probably cause a safety car.
No, they have moved them.
We're fine now.
Yeah, they have moved them. Just keeping an eye back out the front. We'll hopefully find out from Jacob.
I think that is Jacob's first official DNF in this league, if I'm not mistaken.
Just keep that thought on ice just now. We're just going to see Smith 96 has gone past. Emiliano has dropped. We're just going to keep an eye on the front runners.
Waiting for safe space to get back going again. He was pointing at 90 degrees.
Guy up the inside of Smith 96. Sorry, Carl, just up into turn 1 there. So it's now in Smith 96 just trying to go back. Jacobs just said spin on the curb and got collected. And this is the thing about this game. We've talked about it. The curbs are a killer. You can be spun round. Got a yellow flag in sector 1. Is it Grimo? Oh, unfortunately, he's round. So let's just go back to.
My guess is spun on the curbs.
Yeah. So it's just we're back to the front of this race. 11 laps to go and counting, folks. Do not leave this stream until the very last minute, folks, because this race has plenty more to give. So at the moment, Stub in the Aston Martin, currently in Guy, who was on pole position. Let's not forget, he was on pole position and did lead for 6 of the opening 7 laps. So at the present moment in time, DRS will get activated at the end of this lap. We have a train of cars all separated by 1.1 seconds from Stub, Guy, Smith and Damalek. Again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll tell you one thing, 8 different constructors in the first 8 positions. Great going for everyone, especially with the Constructors' Championship. So we're just keeping an eye on Stub here. Let's just jump on board. We do have a yellow flag in Sector 3. It is a McLaren. I think Martin might have gone round there, but we're just looking from the rear wing of the Aston Martin of Stub because Guy, Smith and Damalak are waiting to pounce. We can see there, and for those that are on the stream, you can see the ERS being activated by Morgan here. He's just switched it off slightly. He's using it to cover Guy moving to the outside, the right of your screen there, and Smith's going to look up the inside of Guy almost having to do both attack and defend at the same time. We can see that, Damalek and Smith 96 have collected each other. Smith does survive, Damalek doesn't, but we've just seen the inside, and Guy up into turn 4. He leads the race. What a great pass. DRS assistance there. But we have a new race leader, the race leader who started on pole position. Guy is back up in the front.
Emiliano's not retired, but he was facing the wall, so he's dropped down.
Unlucky for him.
He's probably lost it somewhere. Yeah.
He's lost the front wing end plate as well. Always reset to track as well. So that is going to be an automatic disqualification. Yes, we just caught that, folks on the stream. We don't allow reset to track. It is one of the rules of the league. I think it comes with it's 20 points possibly on the driving licence as well. Unfortunately for him, he didn't need to do that, but we'll leave that to the stewards to look into. So back to the front. Guy currently leading the Ferrari on 3-lap old medium tyre, so he's certainly moving in the right direction. He'll be happy to get back up to the front after all the incidents. Stub Emiliano, a 3-second penalty there, unfortunately. The least of his worries right now. Stub in the Aston Martin second, Smith 96 in the Alfa Romeo third, Fanning in fourth. We're just seeing their Monster being chased down by Scott. Scott got the DRS. The two Mercedes boys, let's just give a shout out to them. Scott in 6th, Mark in 8th. They were 19th and 20th on the grid, so they are up in the points. And let's also just call out Fanning, our reserve driver. In his first race in Tier 2 as well, so he's currently up into 4th place. It's all starting to just kind of calm down a little bit, just looking at the intervals there. Probably the closest battle is the one we're looking at the moment between Fanning and the AlphaTauri and Monster. Scott's kind of dropped back a bit. He did get close with DRS down the main pit straight, but he has dropped back slightly there. Stub has fallen 2 seconds behind, 2.5 seconds. Actually, he's dropping further behind. Maybe he's had a moment coming onto that national circuit, because I think Smith's about to pass him around the outside. He has on those hard compound. He just needs to make sure they don't collect each other. That's Morgan getting a little bit squirrely. We did say though that Morgan was going to have to watch it with those medium tyres towards the end there, but he will be just keeping an eye now on Fanning. We've got yellow flag. We've got one of the Hasses that are around Loppy's round, unfortunately.
It's Loppy.
And also Marks, I think, went a little bit wide in sympathy with him. The two Mercedes now 6th and 7th. Fanning.
Monsters just took Fanning.
Yeah, just seen that there just now. I think Monster gets the DRS, so he'd made that pass before DRS. Neither of them using their ERS at the moment. Tell you one thing, Smith 96, 22% ERS at the moment versus Morgan 89%, and he's getting DRS. So again, Morgan keeping his ERS supply there. We're just watching them. Shuts the.
I'm just on board with Lopi, who's getting a new front wing change, and he's also swapping to the soft tyres as well.
We're just watching the battle there. Dumbest Hornet and Martin there, just coming down into turn 4. But Martin said, sorry, did you say Loppy was getting a new front wing as well and going to those softs?
Yeah, he's also swapped to softs. He's swapped to the softs, got me tongue-tied just
Nico
with the
fastest man.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of pace, and he will be kicking himself, because there's been a few things that have taken him out of contention today, but we'll see what he can do. There's still possibility of points. You never know what might happen. We've had 3 safety cars already, folks, and that was only on 15 laps.
I'm just looking at things and looking up and down the grid of how things stand, because I'm not sure if the tyre wear will come into play towards the end, but I can't see Guy losing this possible win at this rate, because he's on the medium tyres. Yeah, the 5 laps old. Smith's behind on hards on 9 laps old. We could have a late safety car, but other than that, I don't think Guy could lose this win unless he makes a mistake, which is very rare of him to do. I've not seen Guy make a mistake.
Yeah,
it was throughout last season, so.
Yeah, we're just on board just now. Thoroughly agree with that one. We're just on board with Scott just now in the Mercedes. He didn't get DRS down the main pit straight, but he has got DRS just now. Unfortunately, Mark got 3 seconds out. Oh, Scott just run that deep into turn 4 there. He's chasing down Fanning to try and get that 5th place. We're just watching Mark and Van Dresen again. That's quite a close battle that we've got there at the moment, folks. We'll jump back up to Stub in the Aston Martin. So Smith just runs slightly wide there as we can go. He's going out at DRS as Morgan. He's going to be utilising some of that ERS. 80% he's down to just switches it off around about 77%. Does a bit of recharging, but again he's going to be struggling, Carl, on those medium tyres. I mean, Smith 96 is on those hards for 10 laps. Morgan's got 10 lap old mediums.
Yeah, I'm just watching the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th with Martin and Dunbar's Hornet. They are almost nose to tail, these three, further down the order. Just whilst you keep an eye on that, we'll just keep an eye on the battle for second, which is Smith, Stub and Monster. Stub is pitting, and so he's going to get rid of those mediums. He's definitely going to go on to the soft tyres. We're just watching Monster now. He has DRS against Smith. I think he's going to be a little bit too far behind to try and make a move. If he does, he would be brave. Oh, he's late on the brakes. Oh, very nearly thought he was going to go into the back of the Alfa Romeo there. Scott now up into 4th place in the Mercedes. He's managed to get past Fanning. And Frank and Van Dresen 6th place in the Red Bull. Mark in the Merc up to 7th. I think Mark in single track. Oh, there's a battle for 3 of them. Oh, yeah. There's a little bit of a bit twitchy there.
Fisticuffs, was it? And we're just seeing Martin and Dumas Hornet. I think is Dumas Hornet going to go down the inside into turn 4? No, he doesn't. Martin keeps him well, but Dumas Hornet does on the exit. It's reminiscent of Rosberg against Hamilton, but Martin keeps that going into that tight sort of left, right, left S part of the circuit. Oh, Dumas Hornet got a bit squirrely there off the back again. Got to watch those curbs. We talked about it, I think, with Jacob. Got to watch those curbs.
Yeah. Quite a few of the curbs around Bahrain can be quite treacherous, and to even put just your slight wheel on, and it's you're dancing with a tightrope then.
Definitely. For those that are tuned in for this Tier 2 race, in about 38 minutes time you will have the joys of Tier 1. We'll be racing here at the Bahrain International Circuit, so do not go anywhere at all. Do not switch on Netflix. Oh, what have we got?
Hornet tried to make a move on Martin, and
Martin's
got
in the wall.
real squirrely, and ended up having to take avoiding action, and having to take to the outside of the track to avoid making any contact with Martin. Oh, it's
unfortunate for Martin. They were just Monster has passed Smith 96 on the main pit straight, but as I was saying, Tier 1 starts in around about 30-35 minutes time, folks, so please tune in for that. Martin in the pits, he will replace that front wing and put a pair of soft tyres on. 5 laps to go. If we got a safety car now, I think majority of them will dive into the pit lane. Let's hope that we don't. We're just seeing Monster there, so run slightly wide. Couple of battles sorry.
But then the question would be, who has got the fresher softs and who have yet to, and all that. It's like, who has got a fresh set and who are probably going to not have and have to go on to use. But I'm guessing everyone on track at the moment will have a fresh pair of softs waiting in case of a late safety car.
Yeah, we're just watching the battle between Scott and Fanning at the moment. Fanning in the AlphaTauri in 4th, Scott in the Mercedes in 5th. He had a bit of DRS down there. These two have been going ding dong for a while. Van Dresen and Frank's beginning to just sort of bring them into the mix as well. Mark then in the Mercedes just behind. So top 5, all different constructors, which is good to see. Guy stretching his lead to 3 seconds. We're probably focusing more on some of the other battles throughout the field. Monster and Smith have begun to draw out slightly, or about 2 second gap now. We're just watching Fanning. I think Scott's going to have him down the pit straight here. He will indeed have him, the Mercedes man in front, but Fanning's going to dive back on the inside. Oh, just watch it, boys. Don't lose any front wing. Let's not connect. Scott just kind of does the right thing and kind of stays back a little bit. I think either of them have got DRS. No, it's Fanning that's got the DRS.
Just watched Hornet make a clean move on Grimo for P9 in the DRS zone going into turn 1.
Yeah, just watching those two just now. Graham will get the DRS back on the The run up to turn 4.
You had Damalek almost giving Mark a nice little kiss up the rear then as he was trying to make a move.
We're just back.
They are almost nose to tail.
They are. Smith 96 getting another penalty, 3-second time penalty, and this is all going to come down to the next few laps for both penalties. And so we're just watching just now. So Monster, Smith and Fanning all have 3-second time penalties at the moment. So if the race was to finish just now, Scott would end up finishing. He would finish 4th, but the time penalties are going to come into Emiliano. 8 seconds of a time penalty at the present moment. Fanning's ran wide at the top of the hill there, so we'll just stay with them. We'll actually jump on board with Scott in the Mercedes. He's got a bit of gap back to Vans in the Red Bull, just around about second behind. He won't get DRS, but Scott will. We're on board now, coming down the pit straight. Fanning will be utilising every part of these ERS. We're just on board now. Funnily enough, Fanning made a move late in the day there, and I thought they were potentially going to collect each other there, but they didn't. Fanning got...
I was just watching 2 Aston Martins going side by side down towards turn 1.
We don't want that. I'm just keeping an eye out. We're still in this battle on board with Fanning and Scott. Fanning had about 70-75% ERS, and I would have thought he would have utilised a bit more as he was going down.
Emiliano's retired. He was
indeed.
The back.
Martin fastest
lap.
Yep. All is not lost, folks. This is what we keep saying. Doesn't matter where you are. Vans Racing now beginning to come up to this battle of Fanning, Scott and Vans Racing. So kind of just keeping an eye now. So we've got Guy out in the lead. We're not forgot about him. Monster in the Red Bull, 3.5 seconds behind. They've all kind of the top 3 of. I probably say have checked out. They're in front. They're kind of running their own race now. I think they're all looking at it, going, let's consolidate our position. Fanning is in a fight for his life at the moment. Between Scott and he's doing a bit of moving on the back straight. Scott will want to make sure he gets DRS. He does indeed. We will jump on board with Fanning. We look back from the AlphaTauri. He's utilising his ERS. You can see it in the bottom left of your screen there. Around about 49%. Scott's going to have the DRS, though it's going to be significantly quicker. There's no way he's going to be able to fight that. And he will try and go up the inside into turn 1. And he's going to be a brave. I'll tell you one thing. There are times where you go on board with people into turn 1 and you think things are going to happen. Fanning gets the DRS.
And, normally 9 times out of 10 they do.
Well, that is true. It's when you're on board and you suddenly go, oh no, you think something's going to happen, and then as you said, 9 times out of 10 it usually does. So Scott in the Mercedes up to 4th place. Can he challenge Smith 96 with 2-3 laps to go? Unlikely. He's about 9 seconds back. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get penalties. He does. He has ran a bit wide though out of turn 8. Fanning's going to get him on the inside. They've had contact in Fanning's round. That's not the place you look to make a move into turn 9 and 10. Unfortunately, I think that was a case of putting the car in the wrong place for Fanning, but again, the stewards will no doubt have a look at that. I think that was more a racing incident, to be fair. He kind of tried to put down the inside. I think he was entitled to go there, but it's just not the right place on track to make a move. But we're watching just now Scott and Vans Racing. Vans is going to be looking at him for DRS, just about 0.3 of a second behind. I think Damalek is only about 0.3 of a second behind Grimo as well.
I don't know. I think Guy's dropped off a bit because that gap is really coming down between him and Monster. But
2.4.
Unfortunately, Monster's got penalties, so I wonder if Guy's taking it easy to get those mediums to the end.
It may well be. We're just looking back from the Mercedes. Scott utilised some of his ERS down the pit straight to make sure the Vans didn't get anywhere near him into the braking zone. Van opens the DRS again though, coming down into turn 4. He won't be close enough though to make a move. But you're right, Guy just looking on board with him just now, got about 50% ERS. I think you're right, he's probably just looking to take it that little bit easy, those 12 lap mediums with him and Monster on the same tyres, same age of tyres as well as Vans Racing is down in 5th place. It's Smith 96 on those 16 lap hard tyres, so again we want to just keep an eye on him, but Guy at the moment we've got a yellow flag.
Dunbest Hornet, he's gone round. He was looking quite good in the points there.
He was, we're just jumped on board there, so unfortunately for him, first race in Tier 2, having been in Tier 3 last season and runner-up to Jacob in the championship. We're coming on to the final lap of the race just now. I'm convinced it's probably been about 50 laps already, if I'm being honest, Carl, the amount of safety cars we've had.
It feels like it.
we've, I'll tell you, for those watching, you've certainly had an hour and a quarter so far of fun and entertaining, and that's just the commentary. The racing has been out of this world for the opening race of Season 5 of MRC here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Vans and Scott are going for it, and Stoops got involved as well in the Aston Martin. Stoops taking Scott on the inside there. He's on those soft compound tyres. He will be flying. I think Vans will be looking in his mirrors going, oh, this is going to be tight from his perspective. We are currently just looking though at first place Guy. He's on his final lap, got a 1.9 second lead to Monsters.
Oh, Mark's just gone for a dive bomb on Damalek, but overshot it.
Oh, because I into turn 4 just watching him just now. We'll just keep an eye on the front three. Guy just coming into the end of sector 2 just now. Monster. The gap's down to about 1.7. I think you're right, Carl. He is just taking it easy. He is just allowing that Ferrari. He moves to the right hand side of the circuit, utilises his DRS. But the man who started on pole position in the Ferrari is going to come round to win the opening round of Season 5 of MRC. Guy in the Ferrari takes the victory here at the Bahrain International Circuit. Monster in the Red Bull takes a well-deserved second place. Smith 96 is going to come through in the Alfa Romeo and again take a well-deserved third place. So 2 Ferrari power cars on your podium, folks, and 1 Honda powered Red Bull. Let's have a check though. 4th, 5th and 6th, they are going to get across the line with Stoop in the Aston Martin, 4th Vans Racing 5th, and Scott in the Mercedes in 6th place. Let's jump down Fanning. Oh, he's been through incidents throughout the course of it. Mark, though, finishes in 8th place. 9th place goes to Grimo.
Drops down to 10th.
He does indeed. And Dumbest Hornet, the runner-up in last year's Tier 3, comes across the line in 11th place. Loppy is going to come across 12th. Probably the unluckiest man so far today, Nico Lack. Everything, he is going to come through in 13th, and Martin comes through in 14th. We will just verify that shortly when the results do come up, but that was certainly a race to open the calendar of Season 5.
Yeah, very eventful. 3 safety cars, battles all up and down the field, and yeah, there was a few gaps in places, but there was quite a lot of areas where there was a lot of drivers within, like 3-4 drivers within like a second of each other.
Yep.
And the qualifying was very close, because I think it was the top 12,
top
13
12
were
a second.
12 within a second of each other.
Yeah. So let's just see. So Guy, as we said there, well done on his win for Ferrari in the opening round of the championship. Monster in 2nd place, Smith 96 in 3rd, Stoob in the Aston Martin, 4th Vans Racing 5th, Scott in 6th. Fanning and Mark 7th and 8th, Grimo and Damalek round out the top 10. Bearing in mind, folks, these results are provisional, pending any stewards' inquiries and stewards' views into any instance that may happen. Dumbest Hornet just outside the points in 11th place, Loppy in 12th, Nicolak 13th, and Martin finishes in 14th. Crucially gets that fastest lap, but not the point for finishing out with the points, unfortunately. And then we've got Emiliano, Jacob, Ollie, Ghetto Biggie, Evo Homer and Alex, who all unfortunately did not finish this race. Well, Carl, we've had an absolute smasher of a race for race 1. I'm about to go
and physically.
Exactly. I'm about to go and take 2 minutes to get ready for Tier 1. Thank you very much for your company this evening again, Carl. We will reconvene this time next week. We will also, as I said, Tier 1 is coming up in around about 25 minutes, folks. And then on Wednesday, Carl Edens will be racing in Tier 3 in Bahrain, so make sure to tune into that. But Carl, thank you very much for this evening, sir. And we will catch up with you again shortly. Good evening.
Good night.